They say we do it live. All right, go ahead.
And we are live. This is Nodb8sports Live with Steve Metrics and your boy,
DJ Triggs.
And together we are here on our first week of August. And boy, those fantasy football juices are flowing, DJ Triggs.
Fantasy football juices. I don't know if we can say that. That sounds weird.
Okay. But we're rolling with it. Yeah, because I'll drink that every day from here until draft day, until second week of September, and it's actual NFL season. I'm all about that, man. And something we're all about, we were just talking about, Dak Prescott. You can get playing like,
hey, just listen.
The mic's on fire. Packers and Raiders, gridiron and desire. Fantasy stats, debates that ignite. No debate sports, we talk all night. Tricks throwing shade, arguments ignite. Metrics crunching numbers, playing it right. Raiders in the black, metrics repping the shield. Tricks yells, Green Bay, cheesehead revealed. Fantasy drafts, stacking the racks. Metrics got charts, Tricks got smack. Who's MVP? Who's the real GOAT? Tricks say Rodgers, metrics take note. No debate, facts or fake. Metrics and tricks set the sports world straight. Numbers are heat, the argument's great. On No Debate Sports, man, we narrate. Tricks talking Jordan, metrics got stats. LeBron's the king, Tricks fires back. Metrics scribbling, pie charts fly. Don't lie, it's metrics reply. Tricks yells, intangibles, heart the game. Metrics smirks, percentages can stay in your lane. Basketball, football, they clash like swords. But at the end, it's love on the board. No debate, facts are fake. Metrics and tricks set the sports world straight. Numbers are heat, the argument's great. On No Debate Sports, man, we narrate. No debate.
So, I caught you completely off guard, and I did that on purpose. I just let you go in and then threw that out there. So, I've been Doing some stuff with music and such. So,
Interesting. That is crafty, clever.
Yeah.
Crafty, clever. I got some ideas on this. We'll discuss at a date to be named later, per se. Boom. Yeah, that is bananas. Wow.
Yeah.
Straight fire, man. Straight fire.
That's how you start off the first 2 minutes of the show. You just throw in some secret knowledge.
Man, that's secret knowledge, man. That is straight fire. I can't even go back to talking like bottom 20th NFL quarterback at this point. Like my mind is just blown, man. I don't know where to take this. Like we are in the lane, in the zone. We are cranking our way through the fantasy draft. I mean, I'll tell you what, like at this point now I want to get to the point where like I'm just going to be throwing crazy math out there and basically tell people that in your first rounds of your draft, and even like the first round of your draft, I'm telling you, man, do the math, figure out who combines for yardage plus touchdowns, add all that up. That tells you who to draft. It pretty much does. I mean, there is one secret guy that I'm looking to draft in my draft at 14 that has just a stupid uptick in volume and the perfect storm of things like cranking, so that he's going to have the stupidest amount of volume that just is totally off the charts. Last year, if you made I went to school for materials engineering. This is called an Ashby chart, where basically you take two properties and plot them against each other. And lately, over the last handful of years, especially with AI, you've seen that you can take different metrics of the NFL, plot them against each other, and then throw all these pie charts of basically all these players and form all these circles and blobs of like where they appear on that grid. And the player, if you combine like, what is it, targets plus like yards per catch, the player that I'm looking at now was like top 5 ever over the last like 2 decades or so, along with guys like Malik Neighbors. This guy was right up there with him, and I'm like, holy smokes, those numbers are crazy. So seeing that plot and position on an Ashby chart just makes me think that like that guy, that has to be my number one overall pick. And if I didn't have any of the top three, which to me is clearly Jamar Chase, Bijan Robinson, and Jahmyr Gibbs, then this is who I would have at 4. And it's no debate. It's no debate.
Ooh.
So yeah, it's secret. It'll be in my back pocket till draft day. And then we'll peel the behind the candelabra for people going into their drafts leading into early September, end of August. But my go-to is this special player. And I'm telling you, man, just look at his team. Has no competition at volume and has lost players to other teams. And what has come to replace that void is still a void. I will flat out tell you that. It's no debate. Triggs is in the void. Okay, he's back.
Knocked me into the void there, and I was so confused.
I know. But I'm telling you, man, if you look around this is a top 20 player being drafted in all leagues. The void that this player has is bananas. It's crazy. It's up there with like obviously George Kittle and the 49ers, but this player has a void that's even greater than that. Yeah, absolutely.
Got me thinking.
Mm-hmm. Another team with a player that I really like on a team with a void, Chicago Bears, Rome Odunze. Rome's a guy that I've been high on ever since last season. I just saw he averaged 90 yards catching per game. And this is all with Caleb Williams, all without Ben Johnson. Now you bring in Ben Johnson. Keenan Allen is gone. I'm telling you, man, like I think I think DJ Moore still does work, but I think Rome Odunze is better than DJ Moore right now.
Yeah, I just pulled up some of the rankings. I used ESPN because they're like the norm in the world. Rome Odunze
because we're cool like that.
Oh yeah, I like Sleeper, but
Sleeper is straight fire.
He is the ranked 32nd wide receiver, and I don't know how that's even a thing.
Well, if you think about it, who cares even that it's 32? That tells you that he's a 1 out of all 32s.
Yep.
That tells you he is a bona fide 1. 32 might be too low. It's weird. In my rankings that I've been kind of going through now, I got a team with kind of a void and definitely looking at a suspension coming to one of these players. But Xavier Worthy is another one I like. I played with him last season, started off slow, then picked up a lot of steam towards the end of the season, got involved running the ball. He's become like a Deebo Samuel. I like Xavier Worthy. I like him more than Deebo Samuel for sure.
He and Rashee Rice are ranked 22nd and 23rd right now.
Yeah, and I would take Xavier because Xavier has obviously more recent reps with Mahomes, and Xavier is now going to be there in more games this year than Rashee Rice as well, because Rashee Rice will be suspended. So it's coming. We don't know when, but like the stuff I'm hearing on the grapevine, it's starting to gain momentum, and it looks like he's even at the point where he's going to accept whatever punishment is laid down.
So do you think if he falls, he's worth a scoop later on?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Like I would, if they're being drafted back to back, and again, too, you got the void of like Travis Kelce not being all that. He'll still be good. He'll have games here and there, but still of how this offense is changing. I think Xavier Worthy is the go-to. Even if the fact that Rashee Rice is back, you still get crazy rushing plays out of Xavier Worthy. There were games I made bank last season where Xavier Worthy exclusively ran the football. And because, granted, this isn't how I would score it, and I'm shocked that the NFL statisticians even do this, the little pop play actually goes in the books as a passing play. So if I'm a quarterback and I take it, and then I got my wideouts running a jet sweep like really, really quick, but right in front of me, and I pop that football to him, and he takes it, and he runs some end-around route and then cuts in and scores a touchdown from the goal line. That's going to get you a PPR reception could be a passing bonus. In our league, we go 8 points instead of 6 for receiving touchdowns. So like that makes a difference. So even though it's a passing play, it's basically being operated in the run game. So that's where I see Xavier Worthing carrying that extra value than Rashee Rice, just straight up, because Xavier Worthy is more involved in the offense. Rashee Rice dominates the slot, no doubt about it. But when Xavier Worthy is doing his thing, he is part of the run game and part of the passing game, but more importantly, like deep passing game. So like this guy covers like multiple facets of the Chiefs offense and can score you points in more than one way. That's no debate.
Right. And like, so I'm actually just going through the Chiefs depth chart, and I feel like they're almost they're like a misfit toys kind of whatever.
I love it.
Like,
I love it, man.
Even quarterback, like they're starting right off at quarterback. Obviously, we're gonna go Patrick Mahomes. There's no reason to go anywhere else. But they got good Gardner Minshew and Bailey Zappi. Like, how did those guys end up on Kansas City of all places?
I know. Yeah, it's so weird. I don't get why they unloaded Carson Wentz. I thought that's like a really good Mahomes kind of prototype that you might have to go to.
And then even with running back, Isaiah Pacheco, who burned me last year as
well. I thought it was a good pick, man. I thought it was a good pick.
I did too. And then, he just fell off a cliff. Kareem Hunt, Elijah Mitchell, who was like a secret stud back in the day. Carson Steele, who was kind of a steal for like one game last year.
Yep.
For those people that picked him up against Atlanta last year. And then if you look at the wide receiver core, it doesn't make any sense. You got Rashee Rice and Worthy, who we've been talking about. Then you got Hollywood Brown, Sky Moore, and Juju. Like,
I'll throw another name. Apparently, a guy who's running with the ones, guy that I liked from a couple Senior Bowls ago, but he's just been rotten in New England without essentially Drake May. Tyquan Thornton.
Oh, I knew you were gonna say it. I knew it.
That is my baller. That's my guy. That's the MVP from 2 Senior Bowls ago, or it was either a Senior Bowl or it might have been East-West Shrine Game, and then he manicured an invite to the Senior Bowl and did his thing as well. The guy runs crazy routes. He's been a little bit banged up, but this is totally an Andy Reid prototypical guy that, depending how things shake out, that starting lineup is going to have Xavier Worthy and just Xavier Worthy for significant time. So if it's him, Hollywood Brown, Tyquan Thornton, they're going to be looking at rolling with that.
And I mean, he's super deep leagues, kind of like one of our leagues, kind of feel of a guy. But he was a second round pick out of Baylor.
Yeah.
And, I mean, a couple of years ago, Baylor was big time. So like
Big 12, man, totally.
Right. And so you've got guys like that who are your 6th and 7th receiver in Kansas City. So if anyone gets hurt, a Tyquan Thornton could be a steal of a draft.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at a guy that you can get nearly undrafted, who is going to do his thing. I mean, if he's doing what he did in Baylor in college, and you're on the greatest offensive mind in football, that is a major, major win, man. And I'm telling you, man, I'm looking at my draft, looking at my team. I'm going to pull it up now. I mean, I haven't drafted my team, but looking at my war room board, I do want guys that are on some really good looking offenses, to be honest. I mean, granted, I got one guy who I think is a steal, who I was hoping to get at the end of the draft, who apparently might cost me around 5, but I might just pass and go round 6.
You're not going to give us a sneak of that war room, are you? Wink, wink.
I'll give you a wink, wink. This guy is in the AFC South. I'll give you that. No,
I bet put your board up on the screen.
Oh, no. That's debate. That is total debate right there, man.
Total debate.
That is a big no-no. I do have one. I have kicked around one quarterback that I would be willing to take in round 2 that I would sacrifice a bye week. And again, we're in a 24-team league, so some people are going to eat a bye week to keep their quarterback. We have a 1 quarterback restriction. It's vicious. So would I be willing to sacrifice a bye week for a certain mobile, young first-year quarterback in round 2, I kind of would be. I got to think about this some more. But, I mean, a guy like a Xavier Worthy, I'm kind of thinking about that guy in that neck of the woods as well. I just see so much more value coming from quarterback at the end of the draft that I want to build a team that my first 4 guys picking, I want those names to like strike fear in my opponents.
All right, so I'm gonna switch teams on you, but I'm gonna stay in the AFC, right?
Let's
We were talking about depth at the wide receiver position, and
right.
Kansas City's got wide receivers at the Yazoo, or out of the Mizzou.
The Mizzou, out of the Mizzou,
sort of.
Yeah,
but I'm looking at the New York Jets. No, Drew Locks. No,
get out of here, Drew Lock.
The New York Jets, right? So talking about the New York Jets, looking at their wide receiver core. Yes. I mean, yeah, we all know Garrett Wilson. You know, he's going to be the stud. He's going to get all of his time going.
Right.
But Justin Fields, right? He's got Tyrod Taylor behind him. And I don't know if you remember Adrian Martinez, but college stud in his own right. But if you look at that team, you're giving me the nope. I don't remember who Adrian Martinez is at all.
Yeah, Nebraska. That's the Nebraska guy who played 11 years in Nebraska.
Yeah, I love it. He said 11 years. That's fantastic.
Right.
But the guy, I mean, he could probably get some reps at some point, but we're not here to talk about that guy. So the depth chart of the New York Jets, Wilson, Josh Reynolds. Now, Josh Reynolds might be a name that rings a bell or two. I mean, he's been around a long time.
Oh, yeah, good Ram, man. Good Ram,
Tennessee, good Lion. Right, Detroit, Denver, and Jacksonville. And the dude at one point put up 600-plus yards 2 times in his career with Detroit and with the Rams. I mean, he's a starting wide receiver on that team right now. And obviously they still have Allen Lazard, who is a big threat for Aaron Rodgers all of his time in the NFL. He caught 60 balls. He caught 100 balls just 3 years ago. So, or got 100 targets, I should say. I'm sorry.
Right.
100 targets, 6 touchdowns. That might be a guy that, you know, sneaks up on some people in a draft because he's the clear number 2. And Justin Fields has got to throw it to somebody besides Wilson.
Yeah, and not only that, I mean, when I look at a guy like Lazard, Devontae Adams, DK Metcalf, these are guys that I quantify as outside tight ends. So those are guys that like just dominate the outside, and they're basically mismatches on corners because corners are basically, to be honest, they're speed demons, and physically they're about basically our height. They're basically hovering around 6 feet tall. When you put a guy like Lazard, who's 6'5", 6'6", that changes things. It's a complete mismatch outside. So I think it's a cool thing to play with. And if you got Lazard, you gotta think about it. I mean, depending how deep your league is, if you're rocking a guy like Justin Fields, he will throw to other guys. And because he's a mobile guy, once they hit that goal line, it's not going to be scripted. Like Garrett Wilson will be a target, but he will absolutely hit a big time target as well. So Lazard, not too familiar who the tight end is. But we know how they worked Tyler Conklin in that offense. They're going to be working another tight end.
I got you. Because Tyler Conklin, he's out of here. We know that, right?
Yes.
So you talked about 6'5", 225 with Allen Lazard. Mason Taylor out of LSU was a second-round pick for the Jets. So they used a lot of draft capital on this guy, 6'5", 251. I mean, it's crazy. This dude's only 21 years old, but he's going to be the starting tight end no matter what. He caught 55 passes last year, 500-plus yards. So big target, big hands, big guy. That might be a nice little pickup in the tight end department too.
Absolutely. And, I mean, I'm looking at my War Room cheat sheet. And, I mean, I'll be honest. For us in a 24-team league, round 4, which we're talking in a 10-team league, is round 8. Round 5, which is round 10 in a 10-team league, I'm seeing solid tight ends. I'm seeing a solid, a crazy name at like in the 120, 130-ish realm. That means round 13. Like the tight end depth in the NFL this season is fantastic.
Yeah.
There is maybe a couple at the very top of the draft that I would look at. But I would suggest basically getting tight ends that can do damage and stack them. Because they're going to be just as valuable as wide receivers, to be honest. I think this is going to be a shift in scheme in the NFL where they're going to be looking for tight end mismatches, knowing what Kelsey has done in the past, totally blanking on the name, what the Hall of Famer Charger that just got inducted, Antonio Gates, what he does in mismatches, what Brock Bowers does in mismatches. Guys like that, like if you can get some bully tight ends on your team, I think it's going to set you up real nicely. And then you can focus on running back. You can get some strong wide receivers here and there. I think the majority of leagues, they're kind of, I don't know, maybe 14 rounds or so. I mean, for me and you, that might be kind of much. But it is a lot of rounds, and you are going to need more guys at some more kind of tougher to quantify positions. And tight end is a position that I've always played from a position of power when I have the strongest tight ends in the game.
Okay. I mean, and that I'm not going to knock that, because I'm looking down at the top 25 ranked tight ends. My guy Mason Taylor's not even on there.
Yep. He's a guy that you can get stupid late. I know there's been, I honestly don't know where this guy ranks, but I know there's talk about the Chicago rookie tight end who's from Michigan, that he's kind of Colston Loveland. That is a name that you gotta pay attention to. And it seems like Ben Johnson is kind of favoring him more into the offense than their previous tight end. So that matters. But again, too, I don't like teams where I have tight ends kind of clashing for reps. My only exception would probably be Baltimore with a healthy Isaiah Likely, but tip of the cap right there. Likely is hurt. He has a severe ankle injury that's going to have surgery. He will be missing time at the start of the season. He's a good player. He might be a sneaky pickup if you can draft a player and then put him on IR immediately. That's a play. That's a clutch fantasy football savvy veteran drafter play is when you see a savvy guy that you can get late and sneak onto IR right away. It's basically you stealing a player and having an extra player on your lineup, which means when that waiver wire hits in week 1, you clearly have a basically empty spot that you can kind of finagle with. I mean, you will fill it before the season, but now you can rope that and say, maybe this player didn't work. I still have Isaiah Likely, and boom, you can transition and wheel players through your lineup faster and more efficiently.
Ooh, I didn't even think about that one.
Yeah, that's Isaiah Likely play is sneaky. I do like Mark Andrews. It is gut-wrenching how they lost that playoff game, and half of it is on Andrews. But Andrews and Likely, like we know how Lamar Jackson plays. He hits his tight ends. He absolutely lives with both his tight ends.
Right. And just thinking about Andrews as a top 10 tight end. Well, he was number 9. Does that move him up now because, Likely's out?
Yes, it does. It does move him up. It does beg the question when you hit that in the 80s of players, is Mark Andrews the one you want? And this is where you have to be smart about tight end and be smart about other players. This would be the time in those 10-team drafts when you want to be thinking handcuffs. And I'm telling you, man, be thinking about handcuffs, because there are certain running backs where they're going to be in tandems. Two teams come to mind instantly. Denver and the New York Giants. They're going to be running tandems out there very frequently. So get both running backs on those teams and start both those running backs on weeks where you have good running back matchups. And should you lose one of them, you have the other. Again, we brought up at the start of the show, the top 3 picks that are pretty much universal across every league. And that's Jamar Chase, Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan Robinson in some order of that top three. Probably Chase is number one. But with that being the case, Bijan Robinson in Atlanta, to be honest, I was even shocked that Atlanta even drafted Bijan because Tyler Algier is a monster. And Tyler Algier could be killing it right now as a starter. He could absolutely be a top 10 back in the NFL if Bijan wasn't there. So he's going down kind of far. But of all the backups in the NFL, Tyler Algier is clearly the best backup back in fantasy football by far. Tyrone Tracy, we know Cam Scadaboo's got a little bit of a hamstring issue right now with New York. But Scadaboo is a solid back as well. And Tyrone Tracy, super young guy, only played like 3 years of running back in his life. So really good value to get there. I like the Brian Dable Giants offense. Granted, not the greatest record, but they're going to be a team that's going to start stealing some games and having that running back tandem between Tracy and Scadaboo. You're going to get some really good value there.
I just like saying Scadaboo. I'm not going to lie to you.
Dope, man. I was kind of bummed out that he left Arizona State. I was hoping he would have stayed there another year, kind of like Ashton Genty-ish, and like really make a name for himself and just kill it in the NFL next season. But he went pro this year, and being drafted round 4 is no small feat in its own right.
So I know you were talking about the Atlanta Falcons and some of the things that are moving around there.
Yep.
So I'm just going to put it right here. I'm going to say undraftable in any league that you're in. Do not touch this guy. He's only getting about 63% of his targets are actually caught. He's got about 13% of the target share. And I'm going to put the stamp down on Kyle Pitts. Do not touch Kyle Pitts. He doesn't get touchdowns. He doesn't really get yards. Like I said, 13% of the target share, which may go even lower. Atlanta's got Darnell Mooney. They've got Drake London, obviously, Bijan, Tyler Algier, and one of my favorite names, Ray McLeod.
Ray McLeod, man. That's a dope name. That's straight fire. But this is debate. This is definitely debate between Metrics and DJ Triggs because Kyle Pitts is on my war room board. I have him ranked ahead of actually the guy I like in round 5. Round 5, I'm going to have to tinker with a little bit more once I hit the hundreds. But Kyle Pitts at 130 makes me scratch my head and say, dang, I got to start looking at like what other tight ends are out there. If there's a guy with Kyle Pitts potential, which has been that guy's entire career, is nothing but potential. Yeah. It really begs the question of who else is out there that can get crazy value. I have tight ends kind of scattered throughout my draft board. I would like to go into the season with at least 2 killer tight ends and one that's kind of a dart throw. But like, man, I really do think that Kyle Pitts with a full year of Michael Penix really calling the shots. I think it's a new deck of cards. I think it's a new deck for Kyle Pitts. I think it's a new chance for Bijan Robinson as well. And this offense really opens up and takes a step forward. If I recall, I'm pretty sure that the head coach of the Falcons, blanking on his name, but I know he's from Raheem Morris from the LA Rams. I'm pretty sure he brought an LA Ram offensive coach to become the offensive coordinator. And I heard on NFL Network that this coordinator is starting to make comparisons of like what Penix is doing is similar to what Stafford was doing. So it's like there is some growth and there's some next level stuff going on with Penix. And Penix is also one of those guys that, man, you can get way late at the end of your draft. I really am wondering, is Penix going to have games where he's going to be like a Dak Prescott and a Joe Burrow, where those 2 guys are probably the 2 best pocket passing quarterbacks who are going to have stupid amounts of yards because of no good defenses?
All right. So I'm going to give you 4 guys around the same amount of draft capital you'll have to drop.
Sure.
Around that Kyle Pitts, and you give me them or Pitts. So number 1, this guy caught 884 yards, 8 touchdowns last year. Yeah, he was in a different place. And he did play in the Atlanta Falcons offense a couple years ago, nearly matched the exact same numbers as Kyle Pitts. And that guy plays with Pittsburgh, is with Aaron Rodgers now, Jonnu Smith.
Jonnu Smith, playing with Rodgers at this point. That is a good name. I will give you that. But I have my fears. Yeah, I have my concerns with Pittsburgh. For that reason, I'm probably going to be avoiding all of those players, and for that reason, yeah, I will roll the dice with Pitts.
Okay. So this guy is 16th, and I think we both like this guy in the offense he's in. Hunter Henry is out there in New England.
Hunter Henry in New England. Are there any other tight ends there? I know they had a few other kind of at some point recently. Or is Henry basically the guy on his own?
I can give you a quick drop really quick. Let's see. Hunter Henry's only got Austin Hooper behind him.
Oh, yeah. At that point, and knowing how, I mean, to be honest, well, it's funny because Josh McDaniels was not ever really a part of Brock Bowers' career. So how does he work a tight end into the offense? In that, to be honest with that, it's complete unknown to me. So granted, he called Gronk, but Gronk was just otherworldly. I really don't know exactly how this works. I like Hunter Henry, but I like Kyle Pitts more, and I would expect more out of this Falcons offense now that they actually have a real quarterback and not Desmond Ridder or broken down Kirk Cousins.
Okay. Chig Okonwu out of Tennessee is the 21st tight end ranked in fantasy right now.
Okay.
Do you like him?
Where's he playing? Is this a Tennessee guy?
Yep.
Yeah, this is a Tennessee guy. I'll tell you what, Tennessee is probably the team that I'm sleeping on the most. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm considering some betting stuff in their direction. I would be willing to roll the dice with that guy, but I would still go with Pitts ahead of him. To me, Tennessee is a complete unknown. I just have no idea how that offense is going to work. But what we do know is that young quarterbacks stick to their tight ends. So Cam Ward is young, but so is Penix. They're both basically the same age.
Okay, and this is where I know if you're pulling my chain or not. So this is for our viewers.
There might be another tight end who I'm thinking who I just came to mind that I think I would pick actually over Kyle Pitts. That could be like way off in the gutter.
And our listeners, they need to know that Metrics has a fascination with this gentleman.
Okay.
And I'm talking Cincinnati Bengals, Mike Gesicki.
Oh, Mike Gesicki. Yeah,
Gesicki is number 20th.
Yes, that is a total game changer. I saw Gesicki really take over on that offense outside of Jamar Chase. Yep. Yeah, Gesicki, you will definitely feel that is one that, again, down the list of tight ends where I'm like, oh, there might be better guys than certain guys I'm thinking of. Gesicki is absolutely one of them. He is absolutely one. I have another that I think we can put ahead unless you have more tight ends that you're rolling with.
No, I left him till last because I was like, if Metrics doesn't pick Gesicki, there's something going on with Kyle Pitts right now.
Totally. Yeah, Gesicki is a guy I would absolutely roll with. The one guy who I'm noticing who is going to get a massive uptick, obviously because a player left, but who actually performed very well after this guy got hurt is the current tight end for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Evan Ingram is in Denver, which is also a really great destination for Evan Ingram. But the tight end who substituted in his place for the games Ingram missed and is now the starting tight end for the Jaguars, that is a pretty good tight end you can get as well.
You're talking about Brenton Strange.
Yes, Brenton Strange, solid tight end. Going to get targets again too. That's a team that is pretty depleted in the receiving category that you might want to take a look at.
He is out of Penn State, and you know those Penn State.
So this was the guy, and I always wondered. I just kind of forgot about the guy, but this would have been the guy that would have been drafted after Brock Bowers, correct?
Round 2.
Yeah,
late round 2. Yeah.
Yes, this is the guy that people were even considering could have been better than Brock Bowers. That tells you something.
Yeah, I'm not going to go that far, but
I was hearing that pre-draft. I was hearing that like around the time of the draft before the season started.
How about my man out of Penn State this year, Tyler Warren? He plays in Indiana or Indianapolis.
Yes. I'll tell you what, he is the mystery unveiled behind the candelabra. That was my mystery player at tight end that I have been kicking around. I believe he is undisputably the best rookie tight end for this season. And what we've been seeing is a trend between Sam Laporta and Brock Bowers, and now either Tyler Warren or what's his name? Colson Loveland in Chicago. These are young rookie tight ends that just kill it out of the gates. And really think about it. Like the Indianapolis Colts, they're going to dink and doink their way downfield, and then they're going to get to the end zone, and it's basically either going to be the tight end, or it's going to be Jonathan Taylor, or it's going to be a quarterback sneak. It's literally going to be the brotherly shove. Like, this is the guy who invented it. It's going to be one of those three each time they get to the goal line. And granted, they're going to be a little deficient because they're going to stack eight guys in the box to stop Jonathan Taylor, but they're going to score points. They're going to score touchdowns somehow. I mean, this coach knows that, like, he's starting to have his job be on the line. If he doesn't produce this year, then if he doesn't produce next year, he is gone. Like, Shane Steichen will be gone from the NFL quicker than he got the job. So, Tyler Warren is a guy that I really have looked at. His tape looks good. I like his tape much better than Colson Loveland, to be honest.
Honestly, yeah. 1,200 yards, 8 touchdowns.
Woo! In 10 games, that's literally like a 10-11 game schedule. I mean, that's probably outside the college football playoff, correct?
I believe so. I don't think those stats count.
Yeah, that's cool. That's a regular season stat schedule right there. Tyler Warren is going to be money.
Probably going to be a stud for sure.
Absolutely.
All right. So I got to ask you about this. I know we're talking fantasy.
Yep.
How are we feeling about T-Mac out in Washington?
Terry McLaurin in Washington. I believe they're absolutely going to get a deal done, or they're going to deal him somewhere and then get something in return. But it has to be a strong receiver. And the thing is, too, like, we're running out of time. It's August. Jaden Daniels needs those reps. If he is not out there and they don't have that replacement in place, you're going to be looking at a significant step back for Jaden Daniels. Terry McLaurin was his guy, like, straight up, man. That was his guy. Jahan Dotson, they sent to Philly, and McLaurin ate it all up. Like, if you have no McLaurin in this offense, as much as I like Jaden Daniels, that offense will take a significant step back. I mean, right. Deebo Samuel could be, like, really rising up the draft board. But to me, just in straight up skill, granted, you got the gadgetiness out of Deebo Samuel, but he's getting up there in age, kind of banged up. I would much rather want to rock my season with Terry McLaurin than Deebo Samuel.
Does that mean Zach Ertz gets an uptick?
Oh, my gosh. Another crazy tight end that people just forget about. Yes, Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz gets the George Kittle treatment.
Ooh. Wow. Yep. Yeah. So think about that. Zach Ertz is right now ranked 19th, right down there with Kyle Pitts. So let's hope he gets out of there and Zach Ertz gets all the love.
Yeah, you get Zach Ertz, you get Mike Gesicki down low. Like, those are solid guys. I mean, I like Tyler Warren too because of the volume of how that offense kind of ticks. But yeah, I mean, if you can get that with those guys, man, you're getting crazy good value at tight end towards the back end of your draft. This is further solidifying that you have to get your backup running back. If you draft a running back in the first 4 to 5 rounds, you better be hitting their handcuff later, because you can get all these great tight ends. There's a few wideouts you might be able to get here and there, and then you want to sprinkle in your defense, your quarterback. Again, quarterbacks late are going to be bananas, and finally your kicker.
Can I hit you with some random knowledge?
Absolutely.
So Zach Ertz, we're talking about his uptick going up if T-Mac's not there.
Right.
I don't know who calls him T-Mac, but Scary Terry, whatever you want to call him.
I like Scary Terry, man.
I thought that was Terry Rozier, but whatever.
Oh yeah, no, I like them both. I like them both. It's kind of a Rick and Morty reference in a way. I like it, man.
So Zach Ertz actually was 4th in touchdowns last year, even without that uptick. Plus, he was 13th or 4th in touchdowns among tight ends. Sorry, he was 13th among tight ends in target share at 18% of the target share. And I mean, even if he upticks 2%, that puts him in the top 5.
Wow. Yeah, that's absolutely insane, man. And I mean, not only that, like seeing a guy like Zach Ertz basically just re-sign because he knows that he can just extend his career because he's playing with basically a top 5 quarterback for the rest of his playing days just tells you that like Ertz is going to carry significant value moving forward.
Yeah, and that's all you're looking for is value at that point. But it's kind of cool to see certain things like that where you're like, man, I forgot all about this guy. Boom, here he is.
Yeah, totally forgot about him. Again, I feel this is a year where you're going to see a significant shift in offenses in the NFL that are going to be more stylistic towards tight ends. Even your guy, Tucker Kraft in Green Bay, totally stepping up. Skyrocketing in value in his career. I think Tucker is a great tight end. Easily, I think top 10 in my opinion right now. And one of the few Green Bay fantasy players that you can easily just ride your fantasy season with and not second guess. The wide receivers to me are all questionable because that volume share is very, very, very treated. Teams like Green Bay, Carolina, basically the whole offense of Washington, it's kind of weird. You got all this significant volume going around, and it's hard to pinpoint which guys you can go with. But when you run into those issues, the tight end, and if it's a ball hawk running back, those guys you can count on, and you can basically nuke all the wide receivers out.
And this is what sounds crazy. Tucker Kraft was top 10 in yards and touchdowns for tight ends.
Yep.
19th in targets.
Wow. So that's impressive. So when he gets the football, he makes a massive impact immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tucker Kraft is totally a guy that basically, once you start getting closer to that red zone that, Jordan Love will absolutely be looking for him. He's basically the only, and not only that, this is a team that has no size at all with the wide receivers. I mean, Romeo Doubs is kind of bigger, but Romeo Doubs has the dropsies, can't stay healthy. And he's just kind of, I don't know, he's got some issues, to be honest. So you can't really count on a guy like that. I think if you can count on a guy like Tucker Kraft and Josh Jacobs, those are the guys you want to roll with.
Right. I agree. Totally agree. Sorry,
nice.
Light went out.
Yeah, the lights went out, but the lights are back.
Sort of. That's no debate.
That's debate.
Any more tight ends?
Any more tight ends? I mean, again, I love the Isaiah Likely play. That if you can grab that guy, he will absolutely go on IR and then stash him and then go for somebody else. Like that's a sneaky savvy pick that you can get there. George Kittle to me, I think is the number 1 tight end in fantasy football because of such a massive void at the receiving position up in San Francisco and Purdy. He's gonna find guys. He's gonna make plays happen. Pearsall is up there. But yeah, George Kittle is totally the guy. But even if there's guys we haven't mentioned, it's just such a crazy, cool plethora of guys that you just want available on time. tight end, figure out when they're being drafted, and if you can get some crazy good hit your running backs and high-end wide receivers, like get those guys, maybe get a bully tight end here or there. But other than that, if you can know you have a tight end that's going to produce like Ertz, Gesicki, get those guys way late and get them.
So another guy that we didn't even talk about that I was just starting to think on, David Njoku.
Yeah, David Njoku in Cleveland. I'll tell you what, ever since I saw him at Miami and then he went to Cleveland, I'm like, that's a great spot for him to play with Baker Mayfield for a bit. It's worked, to be honest. Maybe had one not so hot season, but Njoku's done his thing. People kind of want to sleep on it, but man, they got a solid receiving core, actually, if you think about it. They have Jerry Jeudy, they have Cedric Tillman, a young receiver, and they have Deontay Johnson. And from what I've heard, Joe Flacco is slinging it. Like, he is just throwing just howitzers all over the field, and he's going to hit his guys. But if those guys are covered or he doesn't like his look, David Njoku is going to be open in the middle of the field, and he can do damage. He's always a mismatch, especially in the red zone. Njoku is a solid target that you can go with. I like him. He's a good one. There's one who is out there that I don't know if I can pull the Isaiah Likely trick on, but I'd like to see him back in the offense. And it kind of gives me two different options. And that is the Minnesota Vikings tight end, TJ Hawkinson. I like Hawkinson a lot. It's one of my feelings of why I think Minnesota has a real legit shot to win the NFC North is because Hawkinson comes back into the fold. But think about this. What if he doesn't? What if he's not out there? What if this groin, and I believe the issue is a groin issue. Last time I clicked his player profile, I swear I saw a groin issue, and that's why he's not doing so hot in practice, why he hasn't been there too much. If that's the case, find the backup tight end for the Minnesota Vikings, and that might be a player you draft. Or if you are able to pull the Isaiah Likely maneuver and you do know that Hawkinson is going on IR, then you do that. You put Hawkinson on IR, and then you take the backup for Hawkinson. That's kind of the trick there. And you have J.J. McCarthy, a young quarterback. Young quarterbacks go to their tight ends. So that's a guy that you got to be looking for.
So we're looking at Josh Oliver out of San Jose State.
Okay. San Jose State. Last guy I can think of San Jose State is, what's his name? Jones. Green Bay Packer.
Oh, James Jones.
James Jones, Green Bay Packer, Raider, part of Raider Nation as well, calls the Raider preseason games. James Jones, San Jose State. So they know how to get a little size out of that school.
Yeah, I mean, he's been there a couple of years, Baltimore, Jacksonville.
Okay. So basically he was never going to ascend up that chart. Because those depth charts are pretty solid.
TJ Hawkinson, leg, hip, back.
Oh, that's bad. That's a lot of stuff going on there, man. I would be very concerned about TJ Hawkinson moving forward, and I would definitely keep some Hawkeyes watching what's going on with that Minnesota tight end depth chart.
Did you just Hawkeyes him?
Hawkeyes. That's it.
It's like the worst comic book character ever.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. I mean, the guy just basically had a bow and arrow, and that's it.
There's a green arrow. It just,
I don't know. No arrows.
Yeah, we don't need arrows.
No, we don't need that, man. But yeah, like that's where you got to see there is some legit value at tight ends at probably almost every round. But just make sure you if you're making that call at tight end, that you know that the other players in the round, you are significantly confident in doing a hard pass on and moving away from that direction. I mean, I'll tell you what, I got 4 players in round 1 that I'm looking at. None of them are tight ends. If I don't get any of that, then I am thinking tight ends, especially early round 2.
Wow.
Yep.
Giving our draft board away. Wink.
Yeah, I ain't giving too many secrets, but I'm telling you that's how I'm looking at things. And I mean, round one, straight volume. That's no debate, man. I look at my players for round one. I look at my list 1 through 6. They are correctly ordered 1 through 6 based on volume. Yeah. So that's the thing is like, I think if you really take a tight end, that tight end has to be obvious volume. And it can't be like, I'll be honest, like the tight end for the Bears, I would not want that because you have another tight end on the Bears and you have other targets that are on that team. Right. You even have a gadget running back wide receiver that's on that team, in addition to DJ Moore and Rome Odunze, that it makes it really complicated. And not only that, they have 2 running backs as well that they're going to kind of mix, and they're going to kind of start doing that Detroit thing as well. So you got a lot of variables going on there. Chicago, to me, is a team that you should not draft Cole Kmet or Colston Loveland. Don't touch either of those guys on team. If you see that situation occurring with a tight end on a team, avoid them. Oh, and I mean, I'm happy for the guy. I'm glad he kind of probably found his woman. But Travis Kelce, not happening, man. Like that ship sailed 3 years ago. He'll have a game, but like you're not going to get stupid Travis Kelce numbers that we were used to having. I mean, I had games where I had 4 to 5 touchdowns on a given week from Travis Kelce, and it's bananas. That volume is not ever going to happen again from him.
Hey, he was 3rd in target share among tight ends. His volume on touchdowns and yards was not where it usually was, though.
Yeah, I'll give you that. But things for him can open up. I just think he's going to be just overvalued. I believe he's probably going in round 3, round 4, something like that.
He's the 6th ranked tight end.
6th ranked tight end. So you're thinking basically in the 60s. All right, that's fair. I mean, I won't draft him, but I'm telling you that's kind of fair.
I'm dinking and dunking around. If he falls and like he's down there, and I'm kind of looking for a tight end, at least I know he'll get his fair share of targets.
Yeah, that's absolutely fair. I mean, Noah Gray is getting into it, but to me, I don't think Noah Gray does this thing until Kelce hangs it up. I really don't. I've played with Noah Gray in the past. It just doesn't happen unless Travis Kelce is not on the field. That's how it works.
Yeah, and usually Mahomes finds some other people.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's gonna figure it out. He's gonna go to other targets. But to me, that's why a guy like Xavier Worthy to me carries.
Oh no. I don't know if I lost you there, Metrics. Did he lose me? Let's give him a look. Oh, I guess I did lose Metrics. All right. I don't know. I guess we can wrap it up with a little bit of basketball talk. We did get a Luka extension, which, I mean, for each its own. Luka's, as we kind of made the joke last week, not really a joke, but we talked about him heading towards a $400 million deal at some point. 3 years, 165. Nope, I thought we had Metrics coming back there. I don't know. I think we might have lost him for good. That's no fun. That's no debate, obviously. But again, 3 years, 165. And at the end of that contract, he could sign for 418, which is kind of insane. I keep looking to see if Metrics is going to pop up. But, I mean, we're at the end of our show anyway. we're about to wrap it up. So, again, I'm DJ Triggs, normally signing off with Metrics somewhere. And as usual, that's Nodb8.